Thanks for joining us on this adventure. I'm Mallory and I will be your host. We are here at the Kansas Pacific Train Bridge in Bennett, Colorado. As history is told, the night of May 21st, 1878, the Kansas Pacific No. 8 was carrying a load of rail iron, was running late out of Denver, headed towards Kiowa, the small town about 30 miles east of the capital city. It is reported that the locomotive separated from the rest of the train and disappeared in the raging floodwaters. Most of the freight cars and coal tender were salvaged in the weeks that followed. The report goes on that 3 were killed. Clive Cussler came out and dug a hole looking for the locomotive. As far as it being haunted, the only information we are able to find is a ghost train that passes by at about 3:40 p.m. And on some nights you are able to see or hear a ghost train passing by. We're here at the Kiowa Creek Bridge and we're here to talk to an investigator about what they investigated here, and we're here with the lead investigator, Shannon. So, hello Shannon, would you like to share your experience?
Yeah, I'm the lead investigator with Earthly Paranormal Research Team out of Brighton, Colorado. My team and I came down here and we did an investigation, and we caught everything from a ghost train whistle to voices and unexplained knocking on the bridge when it's not settling. It was actually pretty cool.
What kind of voices did you hear?
Conversations with 2 men.
Okay.
We couldn't really understand what they were saying, but we've heard them.
And the whistle, did it sound just like the train passing by?
Yes.
Okay.
It did. Pretty interesting and intriguing, and we've been out here at the said time that the ghost train comes through. That's about the time we caught the whistle, but we've also caught it at night too.
Have you ever seen the ghost train?
No, but you hear it.
You hear it, okay.
Yes, you do hear it.
Thank you.
There's quite a bit of history out here too, so.
Thank you, Shannon, for your time and sharing with haunted locations, the viewers and I. Thank you.
No problem.
The clouds grew heavy and the winds grew cold on a dark night in December. Old number 8 full of scrap iron freight was hauling out east from Denver. Rain came down like the wrath of God and the sky was ablaze with lightning. A floodwater surge was picking up speed and Kiowa Creek was rising, rising. He looked out into the raging storm and he opened up the lever. Old number 8 was making good time in spite of this heavy weather. But just ahead in its churning bed, the bridge began to give. And the men on freight train number 8 had 7 more minutes to live. And the midnight train keeps a-rolling on. Creek's been rising all night long. Floodwater surge is coming on strong. Kiowa Bridge 60780 is gone. Well, they set the red light up the track, 'cause they knew this train was coming. The station master at Kiowa Crossing was out on the rails a-running. The throttle screamed into reverse and the brakeman heaved like thunder. But the wheels just slid on the frozen rails and the engine barreled onward. And the midnight train keeps a-rolling on. Creek's been rising all night long. Floodwater surge is coming on strong. Kiowa Bridge 60780 is gone. Well, the engine plunged off into the flood and its headlights' eerie glow could still be seen from the naked ridge and the icy water below. And old number 8, that mighty freight, was gone in the blink of an eye. 25 cars were washed away to that rail yard in the sky. Now the midnight train keeps a-rolling on. The creek's been rising all night long. Floodwater surges coming on strong. Kiowa Bridge 60780. So the midnight train keep a-rolling on. Creek's been rising all night long. Floodwater surges coming on strong. Kiowa Bridge 60780 is gone. Now the big rigs cross on Highway 6, just above the timber line. The quiet little creek that flows underneath never pays them any mind. But they say if you listen to the wind on a rainy night in December, you can hear the rumble of an old ghost train hauling back home to Denver.
Now we are here in Bennett, Colorado at 3rd Bridge, otherwise known as Ghost Bridge. For years, mystery has surrounded the bridge and events that have occurred here. People have said that they have heard little girls laughing. Others have also seen a girl standing on the bridge or a glimpse of a man riding a horse. People also say they have heard the Native American war drums. A more horrifying experience is a vanishing cabin in flames. One evening in June of 1997, 2 carloads of kids were heading towards Ghost Bridge to hopes prove to themselves that this local folklore was indeed true. An unfortunate accident happened, causing the 2 cars to collide, killing 2 passengers and paralyzing 1 driver for life. 2 teen girls aged 12 and 14 passed away after injuries resulting in the accident. Their deaths circled around stories of 3rd Bridge, which spawned the investigation by the Cool's Paranormal team to come out here and investigate in 1998. The legend of Ghost Bridge seemed to be based on 2 events revolving around an mutual dispute between Nathan Hungate and Native Cherokee and Arapaho tribes in the area. Although the details of the story are unclear, we do know that Nathan Hungate, his wife Ellen, and his 2 kids, Laura and Florence, were scalped and murdered at their homestead in Kiowa Creek. Dr. Jeff Broom's archaeological investigations may prove that Nathan Hungate shot a native for stealing a horse, and his tribe returned for retaliation. Other locals say Nathan was rustling cattle when he saw his house in flames, but by the time he got back, his family was dead and he was murdered, attempting to flee on his horseback. The event is known as the Hungate Massacre. The Hungate family's bodies were displayed in Denver to create hatred towards the bordering natives. The governor at the time, Governor Evans, used the Hungate Massacre as a catalyst for public support to send the Colorado Territory militia to the border of Colorado and Kansas. Colonel John Covington led the militia to the area, only to slaughter a group of Cheyenne and Arapaho elderly women and children. The second event is known as the Sand Creek Massacre. Locals say the 3rd Bridge is haunted by the natives who were slaughtered in the Sand Creek Massacre. This could partially explain the ghost drumming reported by teens at night near the bridge. The stories of these 2 massacres provided fodder for many ghost legends. The Hungate home was located near the 1st and 2nd bridges on the county road, where we find the 3rd Bridge. Perhaps the natives were planning a retaliation on Nathan Hungate. Could the voices of the children on 3rd Bridge playing be Laura and Florence? Does the ghost of Nathan Hungate patrol the land and attempt to protect his family? People have also reported seeing a cabin roll in with a thick green fog, only to burst into flames and disappear with screams in the wind. Perhaps the spirits of settlers and natives were massacred here still roam the land. Adding to the legend of Third Bridge hauntings is a more recent and unexplained death. In 2007, a teacher named Randy Wilson was reported carjacked, robbed, and murdered in vacancy of the Ghost Bridge. His dead body was found by locals, suffocated with a plastic bag, and strangled with a belt. Although these items, a tire iron and a single black glove, were found, the case is still unsolved and his killer is still at large. Cool's Paranormal revisited the area 2 months later to investigate. They said a strange thing happened and they are unsure of how to explain it. As they observed the site of Randy Wilson's death, a bird landed on the fence post across from his gravesite. The bird sat with investigators for more than 1 hour. We can't say why the bird joined them that day, but maybe it was a peaceful spirit thanking them for investigating. Now that we know a little bit more about the legend, we would like to talk to the Cool's Paranormal team. Hi guys.
Hello.
How long have you guys been doing this?
Since 2008 is when we formed the team.
Cool. So do you guys have any stories today?
Well, actually myself, when I first joined Cool's Paranormal and became a member of the team, one of my first investigations with the team was out here at Third Bridge. And so it just kind of sticks with me to the core a little bit, just because it was one of those memorable things. It was one of my first experiences. And the only thing that I really remember from here was that we were up on the other side of the bridge over here, and it was just dead calm out here. There was nobody out, no cars driving by, and we were sitting there talking, and we were using the spirit box, asking questions and things like that. And just on the tree behind us was just flickering, like it was windy. All the rest of the tree was just calm. And for some reason, that just really sticks with me. Oh my.
At the same time, we were communicating with Ashley. We had found one of the spirits who had died here in 96, 97, I think. And so we were asking her questions, and on the spirit box, we were getting some responses, and that's when the leaf had started acting up.
So
She crashed and died too, wasn't it?
And then we also have more of another experience at the time with your truck.
Mm-hmm.
One time it was pretty dusty because it's all dirt road here, and you just had your truck washed, and all of a sudden that we came up to it and there was looking like handprints all over this clean truck.
So what's a spirit box?
The spirit box is a machine that shuffles through the white noise, and it lets you hear EVPs in live. So when you're asking it, you can actually hear if they respond back to you. Much like if you're listening to an EVP, but that way you don't have to go back home and then listen. That way you can actually interact with them.
Oh wow. Any other stories?
And then, but the one big thing that Keegan debunked is sometimes the drumming noises that people hear, and that happens every once in a while, but we never could catch it, is there was a couple oil rigs out here that sometimes when you go underneath the bridge, you hear the more of the mechanical aspect of them turning on.
Yeah, it's
And
cool.
then sometimes people mistaken as that noise as drumming noise. And was there, what was it? There was a battle that never happened here?
The Sand Creek, yeah, that
Sand
happened
Creek.
somewhere else, a little bit further down.
And that's what we don't understand about the drumming noises. Because in Sand Creek battle never happened here.
Did any of you guys get scared during any of this?
No. We all had like our own personal experiences with ghosts, and what our job is try to catch what we saw on to film.
Oh. Do you guys have any evidence to share?
We have 2 EVPs that we caught here. And it's mainly them just interacting with us. You hear one that says no. And that was about the same place that we saw the leaf moving. So it's a good piece of evidence because it backs up A, the spirit box, and then B, our personal experiences over there.
So are there any other personal experiences that any of you had here?
Not really here.
Not really.
Not much.
aside from just like massive mechanical failures, big power losses and drains. It seems like we're fooling with the equipment more than we're actually getting a chance to investigate and doing things, and it always seems to really be a big problem.
And it's always been really crowded when we come. There's usually a lot of people, a lot of kids out here partying, so it's really hard to get a real investigation going.
You get a lot of interference from other people and things like that.
Do you guys know anyone who has had any other personal experiences?
Well, we have a photograph that would.
Yes, my nephew's friend, they were and they all took a picture at the back part of the bridge there on their cell phone. There's 5 of them, and then they got home. They looked on it, and there was a figure that kind of ducked their head in there. You can see an outline of a figure.
And that's about where we also caught that one photo of the 4 of us standing over there, and there's like a head behind us.
It's like somebody's there and just kind of, hey, take a picture of me too.
That's cool.
You definitely see the facial features and everything of them, so it's like they just want to be seen and heard.
Oh wow. Did it look like a boy, girl, child, adult?
It kind of looks like a girl.
It was kind of hard to tell. It was shorter because it kind of fit with everybody. It wasn't somebody tall.
Probably about 5'4", 5'5", something like that.
Oh wow. That's cool. Anything else you guys would like to share?
Not really here. Too much action here, really.
It's pretty quiet. A lot of the times, though, I mean, it's pretty dangerous here. From what we hear, they find a lot of people that have been run over by cars and stuff. So, I mean, it's a dangerous place to be. Yeah.
And almost, you had the police report almost every night. The police scrape off a body every night.
During the weekends.
During the weekends.
Wow. It's kind of intense.
Well, everybody comes down here wanting to hear the drum beats and everything that's all been debunked, and those are actually the people that wind up dying here, and those are the spirits that creates it.
That's where the haunting probably began, is they came down looking for that, which started as a school of rumor, and that's when Ashley and them had come down here and they rolled their car just over there, and that's when a lot of the activity picked up.
Now we caught another voice instead of Ashley, more of a man's voice, more graspy. So there's probably multiple spirits at this site than just Ashley.
Yeah. Do you guys know why he said no?
We were just asking, can you show us where to go? You know, are you over there? And that's when he said it. Like he didn't want us to go towards him.
Huh. That's interesting. Was there a certain place where you heard him say no exactly?
Yeah, it was by the tree on that side, just around the corner of that big tree, or right where Ashley had died.
Cool.
And we also, too, when we do the white noise and ask questions on the MVP, we kind of ask, what is your name? Why are you here? And kind of tell them to talk to us to get some answers. Because, you know, a couple investigations, we did have names in some investigations, and we looked up, and that was the person that spoke to us.
Wow.
Over here. Buzz, come closer. Did you guys say no? No, I heard that. Did you guys hear that? I heard some. Over here. Buzz, come closer. Did you guys say no? No, I heard that. Did you guys hear that? I heard some. A lot of energy. Can you pull that leaf off? Now, maybe since you're the best spirit we've been able to talk to. Work that. You hear that? A lot of energy. Can you pull that lead off?
Now, maybe since you're the best spirit we've been able to talk to.
Work then. You hear that?
Thank you guys for joining us here today. I'm Mallory, and I hope you guys join us next time.